following up last week, the reading of the Maftir Chukas, and Maftir teaches us another important rule, which is what? Reading the Haftarah. What's the most important lesson? Eternal lesson, political lesson also. Land for peace is nonsense. That's exactly what the king of the Ammonites demanded, right? What's his line? What's the land for peace line? Bnei Ammon are basically attacking the Jews on the eastern side of the Jordan River, right? They want land concessions.
I didn't got which is where's the Haftarah?
It's a Yiftach Hagiladi.
Oh, Yiftach has all the letters back and forth between.
No, he doesn't have it so many, but here it says, Vayomer lo kwam Yiftach. Hold on a second, sorry. Here it says, Ma'aliva lach ki vathay laili lachei bartzi. Yiftach's question to the king of Ammon is like, "What's up, buddy? Why are you fighting against us? Why have you come to war in my land?" Vayomer melech bnei Ammon el malachei Yiftach. The king of the Bnei Ammon told Jephthah as follows: Ki lakach Yisrael dartzi ba'alotho miMitzrayim. Israel took my land when he went up from Egypt. Well, I mean, that's like 300 years ago. Me Arnon wad hayabok wad Ardain. Everywhere but from between the Arnon, that'd be the southern border, to the northern part, the Yabok and the Jordan River, basically fenced in on three sides. He just described this area that used to belong to Bnei Ammon, and now it belongs to the Jewish people. By the way, why didn't he mention what the eastern border of this land is? Because to the east of all this is one big desert where it doesn't really matter. No one's fighting over there. That's like a natural border. Okay? So he says, We'ata hashiva eten b'shalom. Now I'll give them back in peace, which means he created land for peace. He said, you give me the territory and you'll have peace. And this was thoroughly rejected by Jephthah. And we read this in Eretz Yisrael every single year. That's why another advantage of the 1 year cycle, though I'm not taking sides with 1 year cycle or 3 year cycle. I'm just saying this is a major advantage the 1 year cycle has, that this Haftarah is read every single year, just to remind people that land for peace is not only stupid from a military standpoint, tactical standpoint. It was outright rejected by our prophets. This is recorded in the book of Shoftim. By the way, the whole chapter is Jephthah's speech, basically, what he said back to his messengers. Very long description of basically what's at the end of this week's Parsha, which is the story about how the Jewish people came to control that land because they were attacked. They held on to it after an aggressive war, which they were in a defensive position. So they're not giving it to anybody. And Yiftach has a great line: whatever the Lord my God has given me, I shall have, and whatever Kamosh your God has given you, you shall have. Good. Yeah, so that's it. You're false gods. You want to rely on them. So this is yet another idea, an example of an unfortunate idea that entered the meme pool that we discussed last week, and even met with certain rabbinic approval. There were great rabbis of the 20th century, latter half of the 20th century, who entertained such an idea within halacha, even though it's patently against the Torah. Now, the Torah, in the book of the 5 books of Moses, you're not going to say land for peace is a bad idea. But you understand from reading the Torah the fact that we have this concept of milchemes mitzvah. We're supposed to fight to control this land. And the Ramban, the way he formulates this, we're supposed to fight to control the land, and we're not supposed to leave it in the hands of anybody else. And especially if they attack us, and if they attack us and we hold on to land, so we're not supposed to give it up. That's why we read this. So this is just another idea that needs to be destroyed. Okay, another idea that entered Judaism and needs to basically be thoroughly denounced or rejected. And we have to say that we have to basically klap al chait. We should never entertain such a ridiculous idea ever again, even if it might have been approved of by rabbis.